Hi friends, today I'm making papas rellenas. These are deep fried potato balls that are stuffed with peppers and cheese, and I had a massive craving for them the other day when I thought back to a time when I used to go to Porto's, this Cuban bakery in LA. I no longer go there because they're not vegan, but I decided to make my own because I remember how good these were. So if you love potatoes like me, keep watching because I think you'll love this recipe. Let's begin by peeling 7 medium-sized russet potatoes, then boil them in water until fully cooked and tender. Once they're tender, they're ready to mash. As you can see, I'm mashing them here. I'm leaving them smooth until there are no lumps. Then I'm going to season the mashed potatoes with half a teaspoon of salt, and I'm adding color by adding a quarter of a teaspoon of ground turmeric. I'm going to mix well until they're evenly yellow, just like this. And to make our vegan egg, you're gonna add 2 tablespoons of ground flax seeds with 6 tablespoons of water. And I like to add half a teaspoon of nutritional yeast if you have it on hand. It adds more flavor and it just reminds me of that like egg look, like it makes it look a little yellow. And just mix it well and set aside. And now onto the filling. In this bowl, I have a chopped red bell pepper as well as a chopped green bell pepper, and they made about half a cup each. Also, I chopped up about the same amount of onion, half a cup. And what I'm gonna do next is heat up a pan and add the onion first. And I won't be using oil for this step. I'm just gonna cook them with a little bit of water. I find that I get the same results. And I'm gonna cook the onion for about a minute. Then I'm gonna add the green and red bell pepper, and I'm gonna do the same. Stir as needed to ensure it doesn't stick. And I'm just gonna continue to add splashes of water as needed to prevent the sticking and also to help it cook better. And at this point you could also add seasonings. I'm not adding any salt or anything really to this step because I figured the mashed potatoes have enough salt as well as the cheese, so I'm just gonna cook them down until tender but with a little bit of a bite. Here I'm pouring breadcrumbs into a bowl. I'm using panko breadcrumbs because they are really crunchy, so they're my favorite. Also, this is a cheese I'll be using. Once again, Trader Joe's vegan mozzarella. It's really good, it tastes good, and it melts wonderfully. Here's my prep station. On the top left, I have a bowl with all-purpose flour. In the middle, I have the egg we made earlier with flax seeds and water. And on the top right, I have the panko breadcrumbs. Also, you'll see that the bell peppers are there and the cheese is also there, and I'm scooting in the mashed potatoes. And now we're gonna begin forming our potato balls. Alright, so with your hands or a non-stick surface, place a glob of the mashed potatoes and press down until you form a patty. And once you have your small patty, you're going to spoon in the peppers as well as the cheese, and then you're going to make another patty and place over that and mold into a shape, which is a ball. And not to worry if your potato balls aren't perfectly round. Also, if you're switching from the counter to your hands, whatever works for you. As you can tell, I'm trying to figure out which way is easiest. But if you have any cracks, the good thing is that the mashed potatoes are very sticky, so you could just add a little bit more and patch it up with and press it down with your finger. Also, if pepper peeks through, it's okay. I found out that in the end, it didn't make a difference because of the coating. You'll be all right. They don't have to be perfect. And also for reference, I am making my potato balls about the size of a golf ball, maybe a bit bigger, a bit smaller. Once again, they're not perfect, but yeah, they're about the size of a golf ball. And once all of your potato balls are formed, the next step is to coat them and bread them. So one by one, I'm gonna dip in flour and I'm gonna coat thoroughly. Then I'm gonna dip in the egg, the vegan egg, and if the vegan egg is really thick or too thick for you, you can always add as much water as you need to make it more manageable. Then you're gonna dip in the panko breadcrumbs. And when all of your potato balls have been coated, the next step is to heat up oil in a deep pan or a pot. I used about, to be honest, I'm not too sure, but I filled it up to an inch, enough to submerge half of the potato in oil. And I carefully placed the potato when the oil was hot enough, and I just let them sit there until I could see that the bottom turned golden brown. Then I flipped and I rotated until the potato balls were golden brown all over. And when your potato balls are ready to be removed from the oil, you can place them on a cooling rack or a plate lined with napkins to absorb some of the excess oil. And I'm gonna continue doing this to all of my potatoes until I am done. And here they are. I'm so excited. These have cooled down already, and as you can see, they're golden brown on the outside, they're crunchy on the outside, and when you bite through them or open them up, you can see that it's soft on the inside. The mashed potato is perfect, and the cheese is gooey and oozing out along with the savory peppers. And by no means is this healthy, but this is such a treat. Like, it is so good. And as always, thank you so much for watching. If you like my recipes, don't forget to subscribe. I post a recipe once a week. Until then, take care.